Guys, how are we doing? And welcome back to another breakdown. This time it is UFC 318 Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. Guys, don't mind the hair right now. We're out of town right now. Just putting this video together for you guys. So don't mind the hair, but I told you I was getting it cut last week. That's not the case yet, guys. We'll get it done soon, but right now we're focused on breaking down this UFC 318 card, and it is absolutely stacked. The people that say this card is not great are casuals. There's so many hype trains on this card. There's so many great matchups on this card, and there's so many fights that are just going to be bangers, guys. I'm so excited for UFC 318. I know all you guys out there are as well. And yeah, let's get into the breakdown and hopefully make you guys some money this weekend. Last weekend we went, I believe it was 10-2. We lost the Tuco Tucos against Junior Tafa pick. We picked Junior Tafa. Looked like he was going to knock out Tuco Tucos, but didn't happen. Junior Tafa does not know what takedown defense is. Probably the worst grappler I've ever watched fight in my life. Junior Tafa is a bum. Justin Tafa is a bum, and both of them should be cut to the regional scene. Anyways, guys, the other fight we lost was Taliesin Teixeira. Guys, I realize he got caught. I realize he cheated to get up with the fence, and if that fence is not there, he's not really going to get up. I understand that. It's a terrible stoppage, guys. Let's be honest. Jason Herzog, what are you looking at? Taliesin Teixeira turns around right away, ready to scrap. He was not rocked. He was not dizzy or whatever, guys. Taliesin Teixeira was dropped, but he got up. His wits were about him. You can see it right as he turns around. Terrible stoppage by Jason Herzog. I understand he can't stop the fight because gives Taliesin even more time to recover when Derek is landing bombs, but it's a terrible stoppage, guys. Taliesin Teixeira was nowhere near out in that matchup. We lost some money there to my boy. My boy had Derek Lewis. I had Taliesin. He gets paid out. Shout out Nathan. But yeah, next fight, guys, UFC 318. Without further ado, let's get underway. First fight of the night, we have Carly Judice against Nicole Cagliari. Guys, you know what I say in this channel, and it always starts off the same normally in these breakdowns. Do not bet on women's fights. The amount of times the underdog wins in women's MMA is absolutely absurd. Guys, Nicole Cagliari could actually win this fight as well, to be honest. She's a dirty grappler. She's a sexy, hot Brazilian against some fucking ugly motherfucker in Carly Judice. You know how much I like my Brazilians, guys. Anyways, don't bet this fight. I'm going to pick the hot, sexy Brazilian Nicole Cagliari. Hopefully she gets it done. All right, enough of the bullshit breakdowns. Let's go into the next one. We got Bruno Ferreira against Jackson McVeigh. Guys, Jackson McVeigh was supposed to make his UFC debut against Cedricus Dumas, or as we call him in my house, Cedricus Dumbass. Okay, Cedricus Dumas. I'm gonna refer to him as Dumbass though. Literally was caught evading the cops, guys. He literally was supposed to fight Jackson McVeigh. They put that on UFC 317, but Jackson McVeigh was made weight. He was ready to go, but Cedricus Dumbass couldn't get a fucking judge to rule off his ankle monitor he had in his fucking leg. You're telling me you're a professional fighter and you can't get a judge to get your ankle monitor off your ankle. You're a joke of a person. Cedricus Dumbass. That fits you perfectly, guys. I was all over Jackson McVeigh in that matchup because Cedricus Dumbass, he is a dumbass and he sucks at fighting. So yeah, I was on Jackson McVeigh there. I'm sad that didn't actually happen, but Cedricus Dumbass, you are a dumbass. What are you doing? Anyways, then they tried and scrounge for another opponent. They got Christopher Ewert, a guy from the regional scene. He is on Dana White's Contender Series the first week. Yeah, so they tried to fight him, but he just didn't make weight. Didn't make sense. It's 5 days out. He weighed at like 212, and he had to try and make 185. Just not possible for Christopher Ewert. Happy he still has an opportunity on the Contender Series, so we'll see him later in the year in the first week of August. But yeah, we got Jackson McVeigh against Bruno the Hulk Ferreira. Guys, Bruno the Hulk Ferreira has great judo, has great trips, and he has big power. Jackson McVeigh is more of a first round guy. He loves the grappling, guys. I just don't know if he can grapple Bruno Ferreira. The problem here, though, which actually might not, people may not actually agree with me here. Jackson McVeigh, if he stays at range and he makes us a technical boxing fight, and he really just stays at range, he can win this fight, guys. Bruno Ferreira is 5'10". Jackson McVeigh is 6'5". You need to understand the amount, the size difference in these two fighters. If McVeigh stays on the outside, pokes the jab out, gets a nice little hook in here, guys, throws a little leg kick, chops the trees down, he can absolutely win this fight. But Bruno Ferreira, the key here is Bruno Ferreira never lets that happen. He always gets inside. He always likes the body locks, likes the trips. Jackson McVeigh is more of a sub guy, though. He's not that technical boxer, guys. So he's not going to do that, which means Bruno Ferreira is going to trip him and he will drag him. And I think Bruno Ferreira gets a nasty ground and pound and wins this matchup. Next fight, we got Ryan Superman Spann against Lucas Bresky, guys. Both these fighters are absolute fades, whoever they're fighting, but they're fighting each other, so you got to pick a side here. Ryan Spann, he's okay. He's good power. He's massive for the division. It pretty much comes down to how much Lucas Bresky sucks. Guys, Lucas Bresky sucks. He is not a good fighter at all. I know Ryan Spann is very questionable as well with his chin, but he is a better fighter than Lucas Bresky. Lucas Bresky is sloppy. Lucas Bresky is slow. Ryan Spann at least has some pop in the first round or two in his shots. He's good takedowns. He has good subs. I think Ryan Spann does beat Lucas Bresky. Lucas Bresky sucks. Next fight, we got another crap fight. We got Jimmy Crute. It's going to be a slug fight. A bunch of terrible, light heavyweights going at it. We got Jimmy Crute against Marcin Progno, guys. I don't even want to pick a winner here. Both these guys suck so bad. Jimmy Crute's more of a wrestler than a striker. Marcin Progno is the Stephen Wonderboy Thompson of 205. He has that karate stance like Nicholas Dalby, like Wonderboy. He just bounces on his feet and then lunges in there when he can. The problem is Marcin Progno has no chin, guys. So when he lunges in there, if he doesn't connect first and then wobble you, if a shot comes back at Marcin Progno, guess what? It's sleep time for Marcin Progno. And I think Jimmy Crute is better wrestling. I think Jimmy Crute has the bigger power in this matchup. And I think Jimmy Crute finally gets his first win in 5 years. That is terrible to say, but it is true. Give me Jimmy Crute in the matchup. Moving on, we have Adam Fugitt against Islam Dulatov, guys. This was a hype train of mine, guys. Islam Dulatov, I watched him on the Contender Series. He came forward like a madman. He knew he was the better fighter. He knew he killed the guy everywhere the fight went. He looked great on the grappling aspects and the striking aspects. I think what he needs to do is he needs to relax on the intensity of him rushing at his opponent, because there will be a time where he does that and he will gas. Is this the time? No. Adam Fugitt's going to get KO'd or submitted. Guys, Adam Fugitt is kind of a striker in a way. He can mix in the grappling. It's kind of hard to target what Adam Fugitt is. I'm going to call him Fugitt because he sucks. I think his chin's too high in the air. I think Adam Fugitt's a mediocre wrestler. I think Islam Dulatov is better everywhere this fight goes. He can land combinations. He can take his back and try and choke him out. Islam Dulatov is one of my hype trains. I like him a lot in this 170 division, and I think he gets this job done. Next fight, we got Atiba Gauthier against Robert Valentine. Guys, this Atiba Gauthier guy is something special. He is an absolute specimen of a man. Guys, he is 185. He's 6'4", and he's built like a fucking brick shed house. Guys, Atiba Gauthier's striking is absolutely superb. His timing is class. He has great technical striking. Atiba Gauthier is a monster in this division. Once he finally gets set up against a wrestler, he will struggle. Robert Valentine is not that. Robert Valentine is a striker first, but he will be losing the striking fight, and then he will try to wrestle. That is what Robert Valentine does, guys. He will try and stand striking. He's kind of like the Switzerland's or Swiss Yuri Prohaska in a way. He goes, come hit me, come hit me. But guess what? Robert Valentine can get KO'd. Yuri cannot. But yeah, Atiba Gauthier, massive power, great striker. And once he hurts Robert, Robert will shoot a desperate takedown, and it will get stuffed. And Atiba Gauthier will win this fight by KO. Give me Atiba Gauthier in this matchup. Next fight, we got Francesco Prado against Nikolai Vernatenikov. This is actually a good matchup here. Francesco Prado staying at 170 pounds, which I find interesting, to be honest. He just fought Jake Matthews and he lost. I understand Jake Matthews is actually a pretty good fighter. I had him as my underdog lock of the week. Him and Walter Walker last week. We banged both those underdogs. That was so awesome. Jake Matthews is a good fighter, guys, and he's going to keep climbing the ranks, in my opinion. But Francisco Prado is also a good fighter. I had him as a lock of the week, an underdog pick against Daniel Zellhuber about a couple of years ago. Before I knew how good Daniel Zellhuber was, I thought Prado could just wrestle him. That was not the case. Zellhuber has great takedown defense, and we'll talk about him a bit later in the card. But Francisco Prado has good wrestling. He has good boxing. The problem is he going to be able to get inside Nikolai Vernatenikov, guys? I don't know. Nikolai Vernatenikov's not a great fighter, guys. He's mediocre everywhere this fight goes. I think Francisco Prado's the better fighter. I have him to win in this matchup. Guys, we have next up, it's Marvin Vettori against Brandon Allen, guys. This is a fight where it's so low on the card. I don't understand why. I think these guys are both entertaining fights, and there's some beef actually involved in this matchup, guys. Marvin Vettori and Brandon Allen in a casino. Words were exchanged, punches were thrown. Actually has some real life beef things, guys. Marvin Vettori, we know who this guy is. Absolute iron chin. Marvin Vettori does not get KO'd. He's never been KO'd, guys, and he never will be KO'd. One of the best chins in the UFC. Brandon Allen, great grappler, pretty good boxer as well. If I had to pick a side, it's Marvin Vettori. Has a little bit of a better boxing, but Brandon Allen has a little bit better grappling. I don't believe Marvin Vettori gets ragdolled in the grappling for 15 straight minutes, guys. I think Marvin Vettori is going to stuff these takedowns. He's going to keep the fight standing. I know Marvin Vettori doesn't hit hard, but his volume is insane. I think it'll build up on Brandon Allen. I think it'll get him tired, and I got Marvin Vettori as an underdog in this matchup. Next fight, we got Kyler the Matrix Phillip against Vinicius Oliveira, guys. I absolutely love both these fighters. They're both absolutely entertaining, very great fighters in the bantamweight division, guys. Kyler Phillips is a very flashy kickboxer. He throws like spinning kicks, spinning attacks, very clean fighter, great at chopping the legs. The problem is with Kyler Phillips is he's too technical in a way where if the guy coming at him is too crazy or too technical, he becomes a little bit gun shy, guys. And if the fight gets out of that first round, Kyler Phillips is making all these movements and tiring himself out that he tends to fade in the later rounds, guys, at 2 and 3. Vinicius Oliveira is the exact opposite, guys. Vinicius Oliveira starts good, but he builds. Vinicius Oliveira does not get tired. He is an absolute dog, and you saw that last time against Said Nurmagomedov, guys. Vinicius Oliveira is an absolute warrior inside that cage. He has great grappling. He has great takedown defense. He has good striking, guys. If Kyler Phillips cannot get this guy out of there early, Vinicius Oliveira will eat away at this guy. And guess what? Vinicius Oliveira has beat Said Nurmagomedov. He's also beat Ricky Simon. Guys, these are great wins in that division. We just saw Kyler Phillips get outclassed by Rob Font. We know Rob Font's pretty good, but you know what? I have Vinicius Oliveira in this matchup. The grappling upside is there if he wants it, and just more of a dog tenacity in the clinch. Vinicius Oliveira is better, so give me Vinicius Oliveira in this matchup. Next fight, we got Michael Johnson against Daniel Zellhuber. Guys, I like Daniel Zellhuber. I know I told you I picked Prado a couple years ago against him, but I thought Prado was just going to wet blanket him the entire time. I was completely wrong. Daniel Zellhuber put on one of the greatest fights I've ever witnessed in my life against Esteban Ribovic. Daniel Zellhuber is a great striker, has great output, great power, and he has great takedown defense, guys. I completely underrated this guy against Francisco Prado, and I put respect on his name, and he also got to put respect on Ribovic's name, too. Daniel Zellhuber is fighting Michael Johnson. We know who Michael Johnson is. You could call him a legend in this sport. He's been around for so long. He's fought a lot of the top guys, but he's going to get outclassed here. Daniel Zellhuber is the better fighter everywhere this fight goes. Unless Michael Johnson lands that Hail Mary shot that puts out Daniel Zellhuber, he's not going to do anything else. Give me Daniel Zellhuber in this matchup. Next fight, we have Dan Ige against Patricio Pitbull. Guys, Patricio Pitbull coming over from Bellator. He was the champion in Bellator, but he looked like shit against Yair Rodriguez. And I just can't get that out of my brain. I can't. He looked like shit. He was gun shy, but Dan Ige is a favorable matchup for Patricio Pitbull. He loves the guys like him. Dan Ige will engage in a firefight. He will be there in the boxing range. Yair was the exact opposite. He stayed at kicking range, chopped the leg, chopped the body. Yair was perfect in that matchup against Patricio. But this fight against Dan Ige is going to be a mirror image of each other, guys. This is really going to show you how good Patricio Pitbull is. This is a favorable matchup for him. Dan Ige is a good fighter, guys. I just don't know who's going to win. I think a smart bet here could be Patricio Pitbull plus 3.5, which means he does not get finished, first of all, and he wins at least one round on the judges' scorecards, guys. I don't know who I'm going to pick here, guys. I've really been flippy-floppy the entire week. I'm going to go with the UFC tried and true vet, Dan Ige. And yeah, I think he gets it done. But I don't think it's by finish. I think it's by a chalky split decision. That's my bet there. We have Kevin Trailblazer Holland against D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, guys. It's a good fight as well. I think Kevin's going to be the faster fighter, just a little bit more quick, rangy with his strikes. He'll lunge in there with the right hand. He has the grappling upside if he wants to take it there, which he won't because D-Rod won't. Kevin Holland is the cleaner boxer, is the faster boxer. And at 170, we've seen Kevin Holland kind of make a comeback for a name for himself, to be honest. At 185, he's horrendous. That means he's not putting in the work in the fight camps to cut the weight. He's fighting enormous people like De Ritter. Guys, D-Rod is a decent striker. He's not as clean. He's not as fast. He's not as powerful as Kevin Holland. I think this is really a mismatch. But Kevin Holland has always fucked me whenever I put him on a slip or whenever I pick him in front of the world. So don't be surprised if he fucks me again here. I'm picking Kevin Holland, guys. It is what it is. We got Paulo the Eraser Costa against Roman Kopylov. Guys, this is an absolute banger of a matchup, guys. Paulo Costa the Eraser has lost his last two fights to Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland, guys. But he said something different in the press. He goes, I will be coming back into the Eraser, guys. That was the last two fights. You will see the Eraser in this matchup, guys. Paulo Costa as the Eraser was an absolute madman. He'd run forward like against Luke Rockwood. He'd run forward, throw bombs, absolute bombs in these little exchanges here. Paulo Costa, one of the most fun fighters to watch when he does that, guys. But the last two fights, he's been very underwhelming. He's been a point fighter. He's been way too patient. He hasn't thrown. I don't know what Paulo Costa we're going to get here. I hope it's the Eraser Paulo Costa and not the point fight Paulo Costa. Roman Kopylov, not the greatest grappling, but fantastic striking. The angles of Roman Kopylov are absolutely superb. He throws it from weird angles. He throws in great combinations. He has great kicks, guys, legs, high, and body. Roman Kopylov is a fantastic striker. Paulo Costa will not take this fight to the ground, even if he does have the jiu-jitsu advantage. If I have to pick someone, I'm going to go Roman Kopylov because I've just seen him. He does what he says he's going to do. He does what he always does. Paulo Costa, I have not seen the Eraser in about 2 years now, guys. Will I see him this weekend? I hope so, but I do not know. I will pick the more, not proven, the guy who's going to be better with your money. You know what I mean? Roman Kopylov, you know what he's going to do. You know who you're betting on. I'm going to go Roman Kopylov in this matchup, but do not be surprised if Paulo Costa becomes the Eraser and erases Roman Kopylov. Last but certainly not least, we have Max Blessed Holloway against Dustin the Diamond Porier, guys. This is Dustin Porier's retirement fight. If you are a fight fan, guys, you just got to completely take off your hat. Give him a little nod, guys. Dustin Porier has one of the most impressive resumes in UFC history. He's an absolute joy to watch. Never in a boring fight. He's fought all the top level competition. Dustin Porier is a boxer at heart, but he does have some grappling in his back pocket as well. Dustin Porier is very good in his little combination punches, guys. He has great power. He is very clean striking, and I think he's the better striker here against Max Holloway, guys. Dustin Porier has already beat Max Holloway 2 times. This is their third fight. I don't think it's anything different. I think Dustin Porier has always been and will be the better boxer in the matchup. We know Max will never go and take the fight to the ground. And then also another reason why I'm picking Dustin Porier in this matchup is because we've just seen Max Holloway get brutally KO'd. He ate a big left hook from Ilia Topuria, and he went down. He was getting finished on the ground with those hammer fist guys. We don't know how Max Holloway is going to be like in this matchup if he gets cracked really hard by Dustin Poirier. Is he going to fall like a bag of cement, or will it be the Max plus Holloway everybody knows? I don't know. Guys, if I'm being honest, he got absolutely cracked. Are the floodgates open? Is that chin finally gone? If he gets hit clean once, is it done? Is Max Holloway done? Is the chin over, guys? These are questions you have to ask. Dustin Poirier is the better striker, the cleaner striker, the more powerful striker, and he has jiu-jitsu in his back pocket to take this fight down to the ground if he needs. I'm going to go Dustin Poirier in this matchup, guys. Thank you for watching this breakdown, guys. And like always, I hope you guys make some money. I hope you have a good day. And I'm out. Peace.